I've been sharing Pamela's story since 2011. So Pamela was just sweet. She just was so sensitive and cared about people. And she was a hard worker. She started working when she was 14. She never left or hung up a phone without telling you she loved you. And those are the last words we said to each other. I am a mother. I am an advocate on substance use disorders. I am someone you know. I knew there was something seriously wrong with Pamela, I just didn't know what. She says it in her journal. She felt that she wasn't a part of her group of friends anymore. And Pamela felt pushed out. And she met this boyfriend. And she started to smoke weed every day. And then a few weeks later, she was taking perks, and a few weeks later, she was snorting OxyContin. Pamela didn't break rules. She was home on time, and I'm on her bank account, and I noticed that she took out $300 in a 2-day period. So I confronted her about the money, and she got very violent with me. It was shocking. It was just shocking. This was not my daughter. And she was finishing her senior year of high school and going on to college, and I thought when she got to college, whatever was happening would be over. But after her first semester, she transferred home and went to college closer to home, and that's when things got bad, and I knew I was dealing with something bigger than what I thought. And a couple weeks later, she came in, and she sat down and she said, "Mom, I called the insurance company, and there's a bed for me." So we went, and I started to learn about what we were dealing with. In order to see them in a rehabilitation, you have to go to a Saturday class. And I attended that, and they were telling me this is a disease. So I was learning, and she was learning, and when we would come to visit and talk on the phone, and I think that was the greatest gift I got out of these 12-step meetings, was that I was able to say to Pamela, I am not ashamed of you, and I am not embarrassed. I just want you to get better. And I thought once she got out of treatment, she would be better and we would move on and everything would be okay. But it wasn't that, and she started to relapse. She decided to move in with her grandparents in Drexel Hill. And after a few weeks, she went out and she used, and she came home and got a snack and went to bed, and in the morning her grandmother found her with her Pop-Tart in her hand. So it took me about a year of just floundering around, and then I just started doing advocacy. So I started to get educated, and I found narcotics overdose prevention education online, and I contacted them, and we did our first vigil for those we love and lost through addiction. And I was very surprised of how many people have shown up. It's a really isolating journey going through this grief of overdose, because it's not an acceptable death. It could have been prevented. They had a choice. And I agree that Pamela had a choice the first time. And I know I made a lot of bad choices in my life, so her bad choice just happened to have grabbed her and made her become dependent. Change your language. Since the CDC named this as a disease, it should be spoken as a disease. Why are we not treating this like every other epidemic there is? We need help. And we need understanding. We still as a family lost somebody that we loved. No matter how it was done, it was still done. There shouldn't be any judgment against the family.